Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, May 15th. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining me on Schmidt's MLB Picks on Guy Boston Sports. I'm Ethan Schmidt, and we've got another jam-packed day in Major League Baseball. All 30 teams in action as we close out the weekend series. But first, let's dive right into our Saturday recap from May the 14th. We got off on the wrong foot right away. I tell you what, it's really a blow to the belt when a solo home run busts up your NRFI. It feels like this is a couple times it's happened to us on Schmidt's MLB Picks, and that is exactly what Matt Olson did with one out in the bottom of the first, crushing our hearts. Come on, Matt Olson. But we got our bonus NRFI though on bonus Saturday. The Cubs and the D-backs going scoreless after one inning. Then I was very proud of this one. We were all over the Blue Jays money line yesterday. Toronto beating Tampa Bay 5-1. So that cash for us. Gotta love it. Our next pick, definitely on me. Got a little overzealous and believed in the Mets just a little bit too much. They squeaked out the win, but no cash for us on the run line, unfortunately. The Houston Astros finally lose, and they kind of got smacked around by the Nationals yesterday, surprisingly. So that goes down as a womp for us. And then I really thought our risky bet was a solid play. I mean, Zach Gallen did everything he could for Arizona with a 9 strikeout performance and giving up just 1 run on a solo home run shot. But I'm sorry, y'all. This D-backs bullpen is just so bad, about the worst in the league. And when there's not much help from the offense, it's a scary game for them right now. I truly hope that this gets fixed for the local team here in Phoenix. And then our player props turn into stinkers. Zimmerman only gets 2 strikeouts and gives up 2 solo homers in his start. And then Ketel Marte didn't record a hit. The last 2 times we've taken this over 1.5 total bases for Ketel, it feels like he gets walked. He got walked again yesterday against the Cubs. And obviously the walks don't help us in that prop bet. And finally, the hashtag ride of the day coming to save us. We had a few people on the Angels A's under at 7.5. Also called the under on 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings. Shout out to our guy, gotta get the bag again. And also Gorilla Trap Music came in, getting in on this play as well. I believe on the 4.5 under in the first 5. So that cashes for us. Gotta finish strong at least on not such a great day. Remember, you can leave your hashtag ride of the day in the comments each and every day. We'll choose one and ride with it in our final plays on Schmidt's MLB Picks. It was a tough Saturday on the show, but time to bounce back. Brand new day. Full set of games to work with again on this beautiful Sunday. You know how this works right now. I give you my picks, I give you my leans, and I give you guys the best bets possible so we can cash out. Our first game on this fine Sunday is San Diego at Atlanta. This is an early one today, but I don't know what it is with me and the Braves this season. I feel like when I want to go with the Braves, they don't want to win for me. And then when we fade them, the Braves come up with the win. Just a back and forth unhealthy relationship here with me and the Atlanta Braves. Today, Joe Musgrove going for the Pods, 4-0. 2.08 ERA. He has been great this year. Kyle Wright on the mound for Atlanta. He's looking to bounce back. Struggling in his last game. Got him on my fantasy team, so hopefully he doesn't put up a stinker today. This is a pick'em, I think, here at near even odds. I feel like I have a curse with the Braves, so I'm just going to take the Padres money line here. This game should be really close. I'm thinking 4-3 San Diego. The Padres stealing a road series win. And then I'll be leaning the under at 8 runs here, thinking that we get that 4-3 run prediction. Next, we have Houston at Washington. This one is pretty straightforward for me again today. The Astros got Verlander going, and he's just a beast, plain and simple. 4-1, 1.55 ERA this season at 39 years old. Justin Verlander, my goodness. Patrick Corbin pitched better for the Nats in his last outing, but Houston is just too good right now. They obviously slipped up yesterday after the 12-game win streak, that coming to an end. But you can't win them all in baseball. It's 162 games. Give me the Stros run line, a slight lean to the under at 8 runs, because I see this being a 5 or 6 to 1 run game like we saw in the first game of this series on Friday. Cincy and Pittsburgh closing out the series. We've had this series on lock, calling the Reds wins, and then the Pirates bouncing back yesterday. A tough one today. These two teams obviously not great. Hunter Green for the Reds had a better outing in his last start, but I still don't really trust him. And then Jose Quintana going for the Pirates. He's been decent this year, coming off his best game with a 6-inning shutout performance against the Dodgers. Great outing there. I like Pittsburgh today with Quintana. Just got to keep those bats going if you're the Pirates. The over-under set at 8.5. A bit tricky, I'd say. The under has hit twice now in the series, so a slight lean to the under that high number today. Next, it's Baltimore at Detroit. Zimmerman did not do us right yesterday for the O's. So far, Detroit has gotten the best of Baltimore, despite the Orioles coming in much hotter, but I don't think that the Tigers will sweep. I really like the value here on the Baltimore money line, rolling with Tyler Wells, who has been steady for the O's this year, and then Screwball pitching well for the Tigers, but I just got a feeling about the O's today, thinking that they avoid this sweep. Taking the Baltimore money line. This team is 4-0 in their last 4 game 3s of a series, and the under, of course, has hit in the first 2 games, so I don't expect too much of a change on Sunday and lean the under at 7.5 runs. Next, we have the Mariners and the Mets. This has been an interesting series, to say the least. The Mets blew game 1 with a Scherzer start. Then New York squeaked it out yesterday. Seattle starting Robbie Ray, who hasn't had the best year, but looked good in his last outing versus the Phillies. That's encouraging for Robbie Ray. Carlos Carrasco going for the Mets. He pitched an 8-inning shutout in his last start. I'm for sure not taking the Mets run line today, as that has burned us the last 2 days, but I am on their money line to finish out the series strong with a win at home. With 2 solid pitchers going in the finale, I'm leaning the under at 7.5 runs. Toronto and Tampa Bay going at it again. We were all over the Blue Jays, bouncing back yesterday on the money line and called the Rays the game before in game 1 of this series. Today, Toronto has a good pitcher starting in Alek Manoah, 4-0, 1.75 ERA. Tampa Bay using Jeffrey Spring, who's been a reliever most of the season. I think Toronto steals the series on the road with a Sunday victory. Most confident in the money line. Great plus odds values on the run line if you want to reach, but I won't be, just to let you know. And the over-under is at 7.5. I see the final being 7 or 8 runs, so right in the middle. I think we're going to pass on the over-under and Blue Jays Rays today. Next, Milwaukee is at Miami. The Brewers got throttled by the Marlins yesterday, 9-3. Milwaukee starting Brandon Woodruff. He's been trending in the wrong direction, unfortunately, for the Brewers. Miami going with Hernandez, who hasn't been very good himself. Feels like this game is up for grabs, but I'm going to put stock in positive regression for Woodruff and go with the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers to win outright on Sunday. The over-under set at 7 runs. I think I like leaning the over here today, even though we had such a low total in the first game. Cleveland back in Minnesota today. The series has been really tough to gauge, I would say. Game 1 going to the Twins with 20 total runs, and then Cleveland bouncing back, winning Game 2 just 3-2. Tristan McKenzie going today for the Guardians. He's been promising, a 2.76 ERA. Twins starting Joe Ryan. He's been solid, 3-2, 2.56 ERA. But I think we fade the public today, going with Cleveland on the plus odds money line. This team is back healthy and looked much better yesterday. Just need good offense on Sunday to get the W. And if that's the case, I do like the over in this one at 7.5 runs as well. The Yankees at the White Sox. New York leading the series 2-1. Chicago getting one back yesterday. I like going back to the Yankees on Sunday. Cortez starting for the Yanks. He's having a great year, but so is White Sox starter Michael Kopech. Less than a 1 ERA, but I just trust New York more right now. Obviously, a really hot baseball team. The Yankees have been tearing it up for the most part and should close out a big series win in Chicago. Playing the money line today on the Yanks. The over-under is at 8 runs, a slight lean to the under with a good pitching duel in store. Be on the lookout for a player prop in this one toward the end of the show. Boston taking on Texas again. We backed Boston yesterday, and the Sox looked great. This team is applying pressure offensively, something we haven't seen lately for Boston, but picking it up now against the Rangers. Still not certain who will be on the mound for Boston on Sunday, while Texas has Martin Perez going. He's pitched well lately, so this one becomes a bit of a toss-up. A couple of games are up for grabs today. I would say these two teams aren't great, but I'm leaning the Rangers money line. If this team has any determination, they should avoid getting swept and finally break through at home. Obviously, this team has been abysmal in their own park. This probably won't be a final play. I think we pass on the 8.5 over-under as well. Next, we have Kansas City back in Colorado. We've been all over this series, calling the KC win in the opener, and then the Rockies bouncing back with a run line win yesterday. Daniel Lynch for the Royals. The lefty did struggle in his last start, and Austin Gomber for the Rockies coming off his worst start of the season. Most of the money is on Colorado, and it makes sense. The Rockies have a great offense playing at home. I'm taking Rockies money line, probably the right call on Sunday. This series has been filled with scoring, putting the over-under at 11 on Sunday. If I had to lean, it would be the over, but 11 runs is still pretty high and could be a trap for us. So I'd probably pass on this over-under. Moving on to the Angels at the A's. We absolutely crushed the doubleheader right here on Schmidt's MLB Picks. I was dead on about Oakland stealing Game 1, and they did just that, 4-3. And then Los Angeles turning around and spanking the A's, no pun intended, 9-1. Angels Patrick Sandoval on the mound Sunday. He was off to a hot start, but has cooled down in his last 2 outings. The A's rolling with Frankie Montas, who got smacked around by Detroit, one of the worst offenses in the league in his last go. I think we ride with the better team here, taking the Angels money line. They should be able to close out strong. Wouldn't be a crazy pick on the run line either at great plus odds. I give a slight lean to the over at 7 runs today, closing out this series. Back in action right here in Phoenix, the Chicago Cubs and the Arizona Diamondbacks wrap up the series. And wow, guys, this D-backs bullpen is hot garbage this season. Mark Melancon is absolute cheeks. Like, what are you doing? Why is this guy even in the league? I don't even know why he continues to get thrown in the game by the D-backs. Ruined a great game for Gallen yesterday. And the Cubs stole the win in the top of the 9th. We've seen that a handful of times for the D-backs, but I digress. Justin Steele gets the start for Chicago on Sunday, 1-4 and a poor 5.32 ERA. Castellanos for the D-backs. he's been average for them. I expect Arizona's offense to pick it up a bit more today, as they obviously didn't back Gallen yesterday, and the D-backs will take the series riding on the money line, a slight lean to the under 9 run total on Sunday. The Phillies at the Dodgers for Game 4 of the series. If you had told me Philly would win 3 straight in LA, I think you're insane. But they've done it, and the Dodgers are making us look silly. Aaron Nola starting for the Phillies on Sunday, 1-4, a 3.83 ERA. Right-hander Michael Grove getting his first MLB start with the Dodgers, I believe, on Sunday. Nola has been shaky, and even though it's been biting us bad, I just can't fade the Dodgers, especially trying to avoid being swept in 4 games. Going with LA on the money line, the over-under at 8.5, leaning the over because it's cashed in all 3 games so far, and these offenses are 2 of the best in baseball, like we've obviously seen in the first 3 games. Last game of the weekend, San Francisco wrapping up at St. Louis. Cardinals got a dub yesterday. Giants got their ace in Carlos Rodon on the mound, 4-1, 1.8 ERA. He's a stud this season. Wainwright for St. Louis, who had 7 scoreless innings in his last start, almost feels like another pick'em kind of game, which is surprising because the Cards are such big underdogs on Sunday. But I think we stick with Rodon and the Giants to win on Sunday. They should get their offense back too. I wouldn't fight you if you had a good reason to sprinkle on the Cardinals money line though in this one. And then this game, I'm probably going to finish with the under, with Rodon going for the Giants, and Wainwright should be pretty solid today as well. It's time for our NRFI play of the day here on Schmidt's MLB Picks. We went 1-1 on our double bonus Saturday yesterday, now 4-3 officially on the show. But for Sunday, not a lot of great options. Everything is at -130 or lower odds. I think we go with the Orioles Tigers today, one of the best odds of the day, surprisingly, at -130. The first 2 games of the series had NRFIs in low scoring affairs, and both of these teams dead last in first inning runs per game this season. So a solid pick there on a NRFI to close out this series. Schmidt's Sunday player prop today, we're going with Nestor Cortes Jr., the starter for the New York Yankees, over 5.5 strikeouts against the Chicago White Sox. He's gone over in 3 starts this season, 11 strikeouts in over 7 innings pitched in his last start. And as long as he pitches over 5 innings, it's a lock, guys. I really like this play today. Like I said, if he goes over 5 innings. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Schmidt's MLB Picks. Please like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. We want to reach every bit of the baseball community possible and bring them the best picks each and every day. You can support Guy Boston Sports by becoming a baller. Just $2.99 a month. It would be amazing if you join our community, becoming a baller. First tier is bronze for 1 month, second tier silver for 2 months, and then after that you become a gold member on Guy Boston Sports. Lots of cool exclusive content for you guys if you become a baller, and a chance to win some of our awesome merch. We'll be doing some giveaways here in the near future. Follow me on Twitter at the Ethan Schmidt. You can keep up with all of my latest work there, and that's where I post my daily best bets, also sharing plays for the NHL playoffs and NBA postseason. Thanks again, everyone, for the amazing support in my first week here on the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and as we continue to improve the show each and every day, I want to hear from you guys. Please comment any feedback, suggestions, and all of your support is greatly appreciated and welcome. Wishing everyone to have a great Sunday ahead. Lots of great baseball to watch. It's a great day in sports overall. Let's enjoy it, kick back and relax, and let's cash. Ethan Schmidt signing out. We'll see you next time. Peace.